All right, we're back into our original world. Well, not really. This is the one that Funded made. But for those of you that don't know, we used to... Oh, what? Oh my god, I forgot I could do that. Oh, buddy, what a game changer. Anyway, for those of you that don't know, we used to do the Two Tired Dudes podcast on a Minecraft server, I guess, or realm, whatever you want to call them. Funded made it, and yeah, he decked it all out for the Two Tired Dudes podcast. Now, I don't have access to that one, only he does. So unfortunately, I can't show you guys, but hopefully, in a future episode when he decides to join, again, we can go back to that world because that'd be a lot of fun to go visit that. I'm just gonna quickly check. No, it's still just me. Okay. Um, hey Marie, I know at one point, Jimmy's gonna be hopping on. Just make sure. I'm assuming my mic's working. Yeah. Okay. Good. 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 I'll make sure when Jimmy hops on that you guys can hear him. Okay. But yeah, this is gonna be the new norm again, I guess. Just using this world. But yeah, let's get into the whole meat and potatoes here. So hey there, hi there, ho, everybody. It is Mindful Pig, and this is the Two Tired Dudes podcast. On this episode, okay, Jimmy's coming in right away. On this episode, oh, there he is. Great
What
time,
up?
great timing, my man. Um,
Of course.
I was gonna say, for this episode, it actually helped if I had the thing in front of me. But for this episode, for the fifth time now, we're gonna be talking about our predictions of 2024, as far as gaming goes. We're also going to be talking about a game that we just haven't played for the ages, or maybe it's a few games that we've been playing for the ages. And then finally, what is our 2024 goals, and our goals, in the new year, even worth making? Just some of our thoughts and opinions on that. But before all that, because I know you were crunched for time, my dude, Jimmy, how's it been going? What you been
It's
up
been
to?
going, man. It's good. It's good. Obviously got the baby and sneaking in as much gaming as I can, as you know. You've heard all my updates.
Oh yeah. Do you have any ones you wanted to shout out that you've been playing? Because I know you've tried out quite a few.
Oh God. Well, I know that on there you had something about games that we can't stop going back to, and the Yakuza series is definitely, as you know, a big one for me.
Oh yeah. I mean, especially with the newer one coming out. When is it again? Is it soon? Like next
Yeah,
month or so?
26th.
The 26th. Oh wow. Okay, even sooner than I thought. Okay, wow.
I'm gonna really have to find some time for that one.
Yeah, no kidding. It's
I'm so
crazy.
excited, and they keep announcing that there's more and more like side stuff they're throwing in there, and I'm just at this point I'm at the mercy. I'm like, please stop.
Yeah, like I was just thinking, like it's so crazy, like how fast they pump those games out. Like we just had one, what, last year? Like there's
We
already
had two last year.
or two. Oh my god. Wow.
Yep, because they did the remake of Ishin, which is like a spin-off, and then we had the Like a Dragon Gaiden, which is awesome and highly recommended.
That's awesome. Yeah, cause okay, I think it was on one of the other podcasts I heard. I don't know if you know about it, but we get so many of these games right now because these were all the ones that were in Japan, right? And they're just like now converting them over to English.
So,
Is that the like gist of it,
uh,
or?
so like sort of. So it's like Ishin was one that like never came out here when it first came out.
Okay.
So that was like a big deal when it came over here. I think now it's more so they try to have it closer, if not on the same day of release. I think Lost Judgment was one, which is another spin-off that was released like worldwide at the same day.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but yeah, like so some of the older ones, like we got so basically it started on PS2, right? So we got the first Yakuza
Yeah.
game on PS2, um, and the second one, and then I mean, we got some on the PS3, but like it wasn't as big then as it is now here, and you know, in the states and stuff. Um, but I mean, man, it really like blew up, and now is like one of Sega's like biggest, you know, franchises, and it's amazing, and I'm happy for it. I was honestly, I was late to the party because I never had it originally on PS2 or anything like that. Never knew anything until I think it was like Yakuza 4 was on the PS3 at one point, and then they eventually brought Zero, and Zero is really where I started. And ever since then, I've been in love.
Yeah, it's crazy you say like the PS2 because I totally like at first I didn't like recognize the game. I was like, oh yeah, it's a newer game, and like you were talking about it, right? And then
Yep.
after a while, like when you were like, yeah, it was on the PS2, I had to look it up and I was like, holy shit, I remember that game. I remember that game being like really popular with my friends too. Like, yeah, there's nothing you've ever played like this. And I was like, oh, probably not. And then you'd watch it and be like, oh yeah, this is fucking like wild. Like, especially for the PS2. Like, I mean, there was so many things that came out, so to stand out in that generation of consoles, was pretty impressive.
Oh yeah. One of the best times to be alive, to be honest.
It's so true. But yeah, man, they had such a long series already. That's crazy. Um,
But other games I've been playing, I mean, I obviously, I've been on a fighting game kick lately.
yeah, you play quite a bit.
Yeah, so like Tekken 7, I put a lot of work into, and I'm still bad at it. So that's pretty good.
Do you have
I
like
have,
any favorite characters you
have
like using,
one
or
trophy left, platinum.
you have one platinum left?
One trophy left. Yeah, one trophy left, and then I get the platinum in Tekken 7.
Wow. Yeah, do you have any favorite characters though, Jimmy, that you like using?
um, yes. So there's let's see, what was Lily? Lily? I can't. I forget if it's Lily or Lily, but
Okay.
he's pretty good. Um, Jin, I can't get good with, but I love him for some reason. And then Konimitsu, she's really good. Um, Again, I'm really bad at this game, and I want to be good at it, but I've been playing this series since Tekken 2. So
Wow.
the fact that I have never gotten good at it, I just think it's going to be that way forever. It's not like Mortal Kombat for me. Mortal Kombat, you can give me any Mortal Kombat, and I'll probably be able to hold my own. That's
Yeah.
about it, though.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. Like, shit, I was trying to think. I think the last time I honestly played Tekken was on the PlayStation 1. Like, it's been a long ass time. Oh shit, yeah. Mortal Kombat though, yeah, fuck. I don't know if it's just the fact that you can like button mash really easy in that game or what
Yep.
it is, but yeah, I that one I can hold my own for a little while till the hand cramps happen.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It'll be fun. I hope we get some sparring matches soon. And just like there's so many fighting games ranging from like cheap to full price, but like honestly, I'm down for any. Like I that's like one of my goals for this year is I want to like try out more fighting games that I've never tried or like
Okay.
have only dabbled in. So I want to get more into like King of Fighters, Soul Calibur, which I've always been terrible at.
Oh yeah, that's such a great game. Oh my god. I love going back to number 2.
Oh yeah. I think that's my so that's like my mission this year. I think is I'm gonna try to play as many fighting games, and if I really enjoy them, I'm gonna try to platinum as many if they have that option, or 100% or whatever. But I'm going all in this year.
And then what else other than fighting games? Anything else you've been playing?
So I've been working on Final Fantasy 3 Pixel Remaster. Because before the end of last year, I had finished the platinum for the Final Fantasy 2 Pixel Remaster, and I have this thing where I kind of want to go through the series in order. Even though I've played these games like a bunch. I mean, 3 I haven't got to play in its 2D pure form until these Pixel remasters came out, but like everything else, I played. Final Fantasy is another big staple of my gaming life, so
Well, yeah, when
I'm
everyone
looking forward
was
to going through those and trying to get like the trophies and all of those. I got to play through Final Fantasy 16's DLC, which released right at the Game Awards.
Oh,
So
right.
looking forward to that. Alan Wake 2, I'm only like one chapter in, but like I love it already. So it's a lot of stuff.
I'm excited to try that game out because I said you and me kind of had the same opinion on the first one, and if you're also this excited over the second game, I'm like, okay, it's definitely gonna be worth it. Well, at least for me.
Oh yeah, and honestly, you know what will make your mileage go even more? I don't know if you're a Twin Peaks fan,
Yeah,
but like there's definitely some parallels to Twin Peaks stuff. Like, it's definitely like some nods to it. You know what I mean? So it's like you get those same vibes. Um, even some of it's like definitely on the nose. I mean, in the first game, you had the lamp lady, which is basically log lady. You know, it's like things like that. So I mean, it's a whole. I mean, it just ticks off a lot of boxes. The only problem with the first game, obviously, you and I both agreed, was the gameplay's not the best.
yeah.
But so far in the second one, the gameplay is so much better. You know,
Oh, I was gonna say too.
and that,
With everyone discussing was it Final Fantasy? I totally forgot. Yeah, I was gonna say in the group chat that you just like recently played so many of them, right? So it's like fresh in your head. Um, so like I think they were saying like number six was the best, right? Or well, at least a few people were saying that. Did you kind of agree with that, Jimmy, or like as someone who's now like gone and replayed them, is there a certain one that you'd recommend starting with first?
so yeah. So here's where I'll put it. Right, for me, Final Fantasy, like, you almost have to look at like different styles, different eras, right?
Yeah.
So like I look at Final Fantasies 1 through 6, and I include Tactics in there, as like kind of like that era. Like, Tactics is, you kind of get a little leeway there because it's a different style Final Fantasy, but I think at the end of the day, Tactics is really, really freaking good, and deserves all the love that it gets. It's almost got like a weird, like, I can't tell if it's a cult status or if like more people like it than I know, but like Tactics was definitely one that grew on me,
Oh
and
yeah.
like I really liked it, but the first time I played it, I did not, because I was used to the traditional turn-based and not so much the tactic stuff. But once you get past that, it's really good. From 1 through 6, 6 is definitely a high point, especially because like there's so many good characters in it and the story's really awesome. I would say like anywhere like 4, 5, and 6 are definitely the high points of like area, like like the era of 1 through 6, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So like you can't go wrong with either one of those. If you really want to get into it without going too basic, I wouldn't suggest starting with 2. 2 is definitely one of like it's definitely like the black sheep of the franchise, one of them. So like you're kind of going into a different style. They all change it up in some ways, but like 2 is definitely the outlier. There's not many people that'll defend 2 as being one of the better ones.
Yeah, I think I
Although
remember
I
you.
still really enjoy it, and I think that the story's pretty decent. But it's not like anything to write home about either.
Yeah, it's not like the other titles. I get it. Yeah, I think I remember you telling me that too when I dropped the bomb there. Then we played, what was it, 7 and oh shit, what was it now? 7 and oh, the one they had for the PSP. I can't remember the title of it now. HD something or other.
Well, they had a few for the. Did you say PSP?
Yeah, it was for the PSP. They
Yeah,
remastered it
they did
for
anniversary editions of 1 and 2, and they had a Final Fantasy 4 on there. I think eventually 3, like the DS version, got ported over, but I think it was a digital one. Um, and then you had Crisis Core, which is like basically a prequel to Final Fantasy 7.
yeah. And it was yeah, the one I played was a Type OH or something like that.
Oh, Type Zero, Type Zero.
Yeah, 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 that
Yep,
one.
yep,
Yeah, that was the one I
yep.
got to
That got
play.
over to PlayStation, and I think it was on Xbox as well, actually.
Yep, yeah, I think that's how I got it for the Xbox. But yeah, that was pretty good. It was really like gory. I was like, wow, that's not what I expected of Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that honestly, and I'm just gonna throw that out there. That's still on my backlog. Type Zero was a little more difficult for me to get into for some reason,
Yeah, it's
um,
different.
and I wanted to get through it. I just haven't yet.
I'll tell you why.
Oh, hey JW.
Um, I
Hey, what's
It's
up?
because there are a bunch of characters that you need to manage, like 20 or so. There's
Yep,
like a whole classroom of characters to manage.
Yep.
Plus,
yep.
you need to manage your time because there are classes and a bunch of different missions, and it's open-ended while also being restricted in the time you do these things.
Right.
So it's a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
definitely,
just starting.
definitely would not be one I'd recommend to start with either.
Yeah, I mean, it's good, but it is complicated for no reason.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, hell
but
yeah.
you know what? I'd still put that over, and I haven't beaten it yet, and I would still put it over 15.
Yeah, 15 is a mixed bag.
Oh,
It's disappointing because you can see the initial probably ideas they had, but
yes.
decided not to stick with it. For
Yep.
example, if your car breaks down, it's like, oh no, something's going to happen. But then you can just call the tow truck and it's fine. Or there's a bunch of camping things, but it doesn't change anything. I feel like they wanted initially to do maybe something more survival-esque with monsters, and then they just completely U-turned and but kept most of it in the game anyways. So
Yeah.
there's a bunch of features that is sort of there, but doesn't change much of what of the game really.
I still wanted to go back to it because I never did the DLC, and I heard like at least like some of the DLC is like decent, but I
No,
don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to convince myself that that's true.
I didn't do the DLCs, but it's not worth it if you didn't like the base game.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it was really the story mostly for me. I like the bro trip thing didn't carry it enough for me. Like,
Yeah, me
I
neither.
wasn't that interested in the characters enough to really like justify being stuck with literally. That's like for the most part, that's all it really was. And then like any of the important stuff, they kind of gloss over, and then there's like time gaps, and then it's just kind of didn't really do anything.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. You got stuck with all the side stuff, and all the most important stuff were sort of ignored.
Exactly. Which I feel like for me, that's why like I liked 16 so much because yeah, you can say that like a lot of the side stuff it really wasn't like super exciting, but at least I was getting like world building and character building and lore and like just it really was a step in the right direction. Is it perfect? No. Like could they have done things more exciting? Of course, but at least I could see like the ideas there that like it speaks to me more than whatever they threw together in
Yeah, me
15.
too. It was great, but the problem with 16 is that they mixed, side stuff with main plot stuff. So you would get like one of the best poignant scene of the whole game, and then you would fall into this sort of set of side quests, or sort of it's the main quest, but you would have to go see all the Dalmatian and the Rosaria, and all the main
Yeah, yeah,
patrons of your cause, and would feel like a side quest, even though it was part of the main quest. So it sort of fucked up the pacing a bit because of
yeah,
all this that stretches it out for no reason.
yeah. I would say there's definitely a string of moments in the like the latter end. Maybe it's like slightly after the halfway point where it really feels like it's slowed down to an absolute crawl. That is definitely one of my criticisms for the game. There was definitely a point where it hits you like you feel like you just hit like this really, really, really long, dull, you know, slow down moment, and it's like a whole bunch of stuff just gets thrown at you that like isn't exactly the most exciting, content.
Yeah.
But in the end, like I left that game feeling like, okay, like if they if they were to go in this direction but just make it better, this would be something I would be happy about. Maybe they could still do like a turn-based, if they really wanted to, or they could do like the hybrid of the 7 remake, which I really like that combat. I think that works really well. I could see them using that, but I know that they always like to change things up. So
I actually prefer this action more oriented stuff, and it's not perfect, but it was certainly my favorite video game of the last year. I
I mean, that's fair.
100%ed it. So
Yeah, I mean, it was really good. I mean,
yeah,
I think like for me personally, like I do like for Final Fantasy, I like that like cinematic feel of the 7 remake. I'm not the biggest Final Fantasy 7 fan out there, so like like when the 7 remake got announced, I'm sitting here like clinging to my Final Fantasy 8 copy. So here I am, that guy. But it's like I like the stuff they did with it. I can see why people are upset with it. I know that like people were looking for a one-to-one remake, and then you found out that it's kind of a pseudo sequel type of deal. um, but at the end of the day, it's like I like the combat in it. I like that you are doing a little bit of action combat with a building up a meter to do the more like powerful moves and making it like cinematic where it slows down and you can like switch to the other character kind of it could be expanded upon, and then you could have like chrono trigger type stuff where you can combine character attacks and make it cool stuff like that. I could see the potential in it basically, you know what I mean?
sure.
But yeah, I mean, there's I wouldn't necessarily say that Final Fantasy 16 combat is worse, because it was definitely amazing. I had such a good time with that. Like, the different abilities you get are really cool. It was a blast.
Yeah, and I
All
keep
the way
learning
through.
things. Like I learned something new with one of the skills, like towards the end of the second playthrough I did. Like there's a skill I didn't know that you could slam from the air into the ground. That I noticed like super later. So there's a bunch of stuff to learn with the combat that you don't initially know.
Yeah, true. That's very true. Yeah, it was just a good time. I mean, I would highly recommend that, especially like if you're someone who's like curious about Final Fantasy, but like you're not super sold on you know turn based or anything like that. Like, just give 16 a shot. There's a demo. It can't hurt to try the demo.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
And it's a really good demo.
Oh, absolutely. I definitely played that and was like, yeah. I mean, I had already had a pre-order, but I was sitting there like, well, good. It's good.
Yeah, me too.
Oh man. Yeah, I love that though.
I was
It
gonna,
makes me interested to see what comes next.
I was gonna say I made you both a little link. I forgot to say. So JW, now instead of just shouting out a random Twitch channel for you, I actually have your link tree set up for a command. So if you just do
Oh,
that,
nice.
yeah,
That's
a little better. And then oh, that's JK. My bad. JW. Just kidding. And then for us, Jimmy, I did pod. So then it has the podcast there, link and everything for ours.
oh,
Which we will get to. We will get to.
okay. Okay. One of these days.
Yeah, just been a little chaotic. That's all.
Yeah, I totally have all the time in the world.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look at all the games you're playing, no?
I know, right, dude? You have like the amount of no sleep that I'm getting. Sometimes, like some of these nights, I'm like, oh, if I stay up till 3, I can at least get a couple hours of sleep before work. It's out of control. I'm a slave to my hobby.
Thank God, You work from home. That'd be so terrible, like commuting after only
Oh,
2 hours of
no.
sleep.
Honestly, that's the only reason I can get away with this, because I do work.
Yeah, totally get it.
Was there any other games you had, Jimmy, or was that it?
We're talking about like games that I played.
Yeah, just a
Uh,
little recap of everything you've been playing.
yeah, I mean, I'm kind of all over the place. Like it's kind of a lot of like working on trophies and then random backlog. Like I mean, obviously last year near the end, like being able to finally get through Alan Wake 1 because that was like something that had been, in the back burner for so long. Getting through that and really enjoying the story. The gameplay, meh, you know.
Yeah.
I actually there was there was two DLCs that came with the remaster, and the second one was really really good. The first DLC was meh. They kind of focused too much on the combat, which is kind of like the weaker part of it.
Yeah.
And then the second DLC was more of like the mind screw, stuff like the kind of stuff that like you really want from the game.
Is it American Nightmare?
No, it was there was Signal, I think, and then the writer.
Sick.
Yeah, there was like two pieces of DLC. The first one was like they just pretty much threw a bunch of combat at you, and then the second one was like more mind stuff where you're like putting the flashlight on the words and stuff like that, and like a lot more of
And
reversal puzzles and stuff like that.
and these
Yeah, I
ones you
thought that
get.
was American Nightmare, but I might be wrong.
Sorry, these ones
Oh,
you get when you
I
get the
don't know if
remaster.
they remade it Nightmare, or I mean, you probably know more than me. Maybe they like retooled it and called it something else. But yeah, it was whatever they included on the remaster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought that was like honestly that one DLC was probably like the best part of the entire thing, like even including the base game. But I started too. I'm only like one chapter in, but so far I'm like, this is like night and day, like so much better already.
Oh,
You're talking about the Alan Wake 2?
Yep.
Yeah, much better the gameplay.
Yeah, and like it's just the vibe of it. It definitely takes a more serious tone while still having a little bit of lighthearted fun with it. It's and of course like leaning into that bit of like Twin Peaks vibe. Like it's got me written all over it, so I'm super pumped about it. I can't wait to get further in.
Well, you'll notice that there are some similarities with the third season of Twin Peaks.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm pretty pumped though. I am pretty pumped. I just gotta find the whole issue, finding time.
so
Every
true.
time.
I said, like, we've talked about this before, right? That's why I like about you two, Jimmy, when it comes to gaming, is like you said, it doesn't matter what decade it came out, you always find a way to go back there and like finish that game up, and like have that honest opinion of it, right? Like it's easy to just say like, oh yeah, the game sucked, but never finish it. But I do like the fact that you always try your best at least to finish the game up, or even 100% it if possible.
Well, not to throw a detour in the whole thing, but for me, my mindset is like obviously one is like gameplay over graphics, and obviously that goes to a point. Like if you have a game that looks like shit and I can't tell what anything is, that's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like gameplay over graphics, and then on top of that, it's like I really really think that sometimes a game comes out not at the perfect time for you, right? So
Yeah.
like it can come out and you be like, wow, I really hate this, but I'm like one of those people that'll be like, okay, but like I don't like it right now. Let me try it later. And then sometimes it's 180s, and then other times it's like you're more like 45 or 90. You're kind of coming around to it, and then other times it's like, no, I still hate this. So it's like I never like to write anything off because we grow older, our opinions change, and like experiences can change that too. And like say what you will, but I really do think like a lot of the times like your own personal influences and like things going on around you at the time can affect the games you're playing and affect how you're experiencing it, right? So it's like, it's just one of those things that I just think, hey, I didn't like this year. Maybe next year this will be like my favorite game.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me with Horizon
Oh wow.
Fair.
Zero Dawn, where I first played it and I was like, this is stupid. This whole pseudo American Indian thing,
Yep.
it's boring, and I wasn't a fan of it. And then I don't I don't know how many, and my wife kept telling me, no, it's great, you should continue. I didn't, and I don't know how many years later. I think a couple of months before the second one, after the second one was announced for the first time, they show a video gameplay. I was like, oh, that looked awesome to play.
Right.
I'm gonna go back to the first one and try it again to see. And I ended up playing nonstop for weeks, every day, and I was just hooked on it. But I'm wondering if maybe it's because there's a part that is too long, because I didn't start from the beginning. I only started from when I last left it off, and I reached a certain point where it was interesting. It wasn't anymore the American Indian traditions. It was like Meridian, the sort of central city of the whole place, and where there was a bunch of different cultures, and more something that was more different than
Yeah.
American Indian, but future-esque, but not
That's
really.
the same problem I had with it. Was the beginning was really slow, um, and I felt like I kept going back to it, getting a little further each time. I was like, I'm not starting over because I just cannot stomach going through that beginning again and again. Because then you get like the trial part there, or whatever, that competition
Yeah.
and all that stuff, and like I was like, I'm not doing that again. I'm still in a situation where I haven't beaten it, and it's definitely one of those ones where like I want to jump back in and like go for it, but I'm obviously gonna pick up where I left off because I don't want to go through that slow beginning. I could see that it got better once you get further in, but it still isn't quite there yet for me, where it's like it's hitting that right mark. But I also know that I don't hate it either, so it's like I'm just waiting for that right time where I'm like, this is doing it, you know.
Yeah, totally.
And where were you at?
Oh, I mean, I'm trying to think. I mean, it's definitely, you're able to kind of you go. It opens up a lot. You get the tall necks and stuff that like I was starting to get. Like I probably have a handful of those. Um, I can't remember story beat wise because it's been a bit.
But do you remember location or?
Oh God, no. my problem is I play way too many games and
Yeah.
sometimes at the same time. So it's like, I can remember like visually. I'm like I can picture this and this, but like I can't remember the names of this. I can't remember the names of some of the characters, and I'm like, I know I'm doing myself a disservice, but I can't
Nah.
help it. I just go like, and the problem is too. I like so many different kinds of genres of games that it's like, oof, I'm my own worst enemy.
No, I feel you, Jimmy. That's the same way. Like, I hate when you're like streaming a big game, like let's say like Skyrim or whatever, and they're like, "Yeah, the town's just like right over there." It's like I don't know, and I don't even know what you're talking about
Yep.
for that town. Like, you're right. Like, you just play too many, where it's like it's so hard to navigate those maps over and over again.
Yeah. There's just so much in there and so many years of gaming, and it's like,
Yeah.
dude, I can't even like, and even the Yakuza games, like I've played so many of them that like I have to like really sit down and think what happened in what game. you know, like sometimes I'm like, did that happen in 3 or 4? It's just it gets crazy. But yeah, I mean, I'm a gamer. I just love gaming.
Fair enough. And how about you, JW? Other than killing it in the finals, what have you been up to?
Um, well, I have just been gaming, old games, well, old games. I mean, games that I've been playing since last year. So I finished 100% Final Fantasy 16, did the DLC and all that. I
Nice.
need to continue the second playthrough of Alan Wake 2. But I've been also playing, like you said, the finals, a bit of Smite. Um, I also sometimes boot up the one of the Tomb Raider games and just go and find puzzles, jump around and stuff.
Oh, that reminds me that collection's coming out in February.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yes,
say.
exactly.
Did you want to get that one, JW, or no? Were you not interested in the collection?
I am,
You are
but
okay.
um, because I already have the base version,
Yeah,
so it's more like if it's not pricey, and it's
that's
not pricey at the price it comes out, but it's more in the sense if there's a nice deal on it, probably get
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Because also
I
I
think
don't
its
know.
regular price is 30 right now, and I think right now it's like discounted before it comes out because at least on PlayStation, I know that like they do these things where sometimes like smaller games will get like a discount before it comes out if you pre-order it ahead of time. Which
Yeah,
I'm
Oh,
surprised more games don't do that because one, it's digital, not physical, so less
yeah.
some of that cost. But two, like it's just you can get like $5-6 off. It's not a huge discount, but
Yeah,
when it's
it's
a thirty
something.
dollar game and you get like $6 off, not the worst.
That's a lot cheaper than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be like $60. Wow, only 30.
no, it's not that pricey. It's just
Yeah,
I already have it, and I don't know how the port will be on launch.
right.
There are some remastered remakes, whatever, that are just make it worse than the original version,
Yep.
like the Silent Hill HD collection, let's say.
Yeah.
And
I have that and I never put it in because I do have the PS2 games as well. Um, but like, yeah, I heard that the Silent Hill HD collection was not very good. Um,
although the Tomb, Tomb Raider controls were terrible, I mean,
Oh
there's a way
yeah.
to fix it in the files that you can go to, but I mean, if the remaster puts in decent controls, then that's good enough, I would say.
Yeah, the
yeah,
the
I
PlayStation
imagine it's
ones
gonna
were
be okay.
terrible.
I mean, I imagine it's gonna be okay because it's you're gonna be able to. Well, one, you're gonna be able to go back and forth between the old graphics and the new, which I always find fascinating. As Mindful and I did in Halo.
Yeah, that's such a good feature. Like I love when people
Yeah,
do that.
it just makes you appreciate the you know having that right there ready to go, so you can be like, oh yeah, they really like improved here, and that's not for everyone either. Like some people are gonna be either purist or they're gonna be like, I can't go back to those. But like for someone like me who I never had the first game, but I had the second and third, and I was definitely one of the people that kept locking the butler in the freezer. Um, which is funny now that I think about it because it was like pre like big internet and like no one really talked about it, but like everyone did it, and I just thought it was like just a me thing. And then you find out everyone's doing it, and it's like that
Yep.
makes sense. Just funny. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it looks like it'll be decent, but again, like nothing wrong with waiting for the final verdict when it releases and people are like, so this controls like shit.
Yeah. They changed nothing.
Yep.
I mean, they've showed a comparison. I mean, it does look better than the original version. I mean, the original version hurts the eyes.
Oh
In
god,
all
yeah.
honesty,
Yeah.
I mean,
Very point.
I like playing it, but it hurts the eyes. You need a time to adjust every time I boot it.
Oh man, the good old days of PS1 and the backgrounds moving for
Yeah,
no other reason than just the limited hardware. It's great.
trying to find a
It's a bit like
switch.
the original Deus Ex, where I have fond memories. Like I remember loving this game, and the story is great and all that, but I can't ever play it again. I can't go back because it's just it hurts the eyes too much.
Yeah.
It's too disgusting.
We've come too far now to go back.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh man. You said there was another question you had, right? Was it predictions for 2024?
Yeah. So, just I know a lot of different podcasts, and I've seen on Twitter too people throwing out their predictions, but I never got a chance to hear your guys's. So, yeah, just curious what kind of predictions you had for 2024. If you think there's going to be some.
Mine is that my wallet will be empty.
Oh,
you know,
Lordy.
I'm honestly like there's more so it's like hoping for things rather than like actual predictions, but like I know what leaks and rumors say, and I know that I'm obsessed with Resident Evil, but I'm hoping that anything Resident Evil come across at any point this year.
Well, probably there will probably be some info on Resident Evil 9, most
Fair
likely.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But you know, other than that, I'm looking forward. I'm hoping that like you know, Silent Hill 2 remake is gonna come out more towards the beginning of 2024, like you know, let's say around the March time frame.
Okay.
I would really like to try that out. Just Elden Ring DLC is you know big murmurings that it's like coming out in February. That would be pretty great. I'd be pretty pumped for that. You know, not that I know what a Souls game is or anything,
I was gonna say,
but
did you finish the base game of Elden Ring, right?
oh yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
oh yeah, so many times, a stupid amount of times. Yeah, that was a whole mood. That was like the game that like once I played through it all, and like once I was done, I couldn't play anything because it was like there was this big void. Yeah, it was brutal,
Oh, I can't
but
wait to
it
hear.
was really good.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear what you think of the DLC.
Oh, I know it's gonna
Yeah,
be
it's
awesome.
taking forever for DLC for Elden Ring. No?
Oh yeah, they're like very tight-lipped about it, but like there's definitely been some murmurings about possibly February release date, and there's more stuff that just come up recently about you know potentially being announced very soon. Which I don't know if that'll coincide with the rumors that there's a Sony State of Play coming. I could see
Oh,
that possibly being announced at a Sony State of Play,
okay.
Maybe.
but yeah, but at the same time, maybe not. You know, maybe it'll be a really disappointing State of Play where they just talk about all the stuff that we know, that we know surprises.
No, I think
You
there
know,
will be some surprises.
yeah, I'm hoping so. I'm thinking that like at the very least we'll probably get like a release date for Silent Hill 2 remake. You
Everyone's all
know, I think
hopeful.
that
Watch them come
will
on
probably.
stage and be like, "Hey, PlayStation Plus, now an extra $20."
I know, right?
So long,
Yeah, we'll do it
suckers.
on the website, but we're not going to add anything
Yeah,
of value. So
we're actually
enjoy
gonna
it.
we're gonna take away some stuff. Actually.
Yeah. We're not even giving you actual PS2 classics or anything. We're not working on the PS3 emulator. It's fine. Everything's fine.
God, just
Kills
kidding.
me.
That'd be Xbox, but Phil Spencer will come out. Yeah, things aren't working out too hot.
Oh, actually, what Thursday is the Xbox thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know what I'd expect there, but I guess we'll wait and see.
Do you
Hopefully,
Oh,
stuff.
there's the Indiana Jones thing coming up.
Oh
Oh, that's true.
yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that game. Do you guys think there's gonna
I'm
be?
actually anxious to see how it looks like.
Yeah, the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see. Wasn't there one? Yeah, I think there was one for the OG Xbox in Indiana Jones. I remember playing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to look. I'll see if I can find that one for you guys. Take a photo of it. Do you guys think there's gonna be a Switch 2 coming out this year?
Oh, they're not this year, but certainly in the next 2 years.
I feel so
Yeah.
too.
I mean, I would imagine maybe maybe late this year, like an announcement, or maybe it's early next year or something. But I definitely think there'll be a Switch too. I think that's pretty much just inevitable.
Yeah, I know like a lot of people on Twitter were tweeting that like thinking that was gonna be the big announcement of the year. And it's like, nah. Even in December, I'm with you guys. I could just see them like talking about it, but not actually having it ready to go yet. I think.
Man, what about that Oblivion remaster? You know,
Yeah.
like I need another long game to play that I've already played. So
I could totally see that one. Yeah, coming out at
I
the
would
end of the year.
Well, I mean, Bethesda has been failing in any new creative ideas, so
true.
they should be a ball in the park if they're doing a remake.
It'll
Yeah.
probably be a lazy port, so it'll be fine.
It was so crazy, like how we stumbled across that too. Where it was last year, I can't remember when it was.
I know.
But yeah, that was crazy that they're actually remaking that.
It just kills me. I feel like they could easily like. Remember when that anthology came out?
Yeah,
Like, Daggerfall Arena and all that stuff, like all in one set. Like, I don't know. Even if it was just for Xbox, like I could have seen them somehow porting the like Arena and Daggerfall to that as well.
yeah, like
Maybe even Red Dead Adventures and Battlespire, but I'm not a Bethesda fan or anything.
no, but you're right. Like you said, it's been so long since they've had that complete collection. Like what's like, why not? Why not just release it?
Right.
I don't know. It's almost as if the people that made the good Bethesda games are not at the company anymore.
I know that like there's like a weird feeling that might be true. I don't know. You might be onto something. Was that Mr. McClose? He might be on the inside enough. Which, by the way, that was brilliant. I love that. I was in tears laughing. I just want you to know. I needed to say that out loud. That was amazing.
Well, who knows? He might come back at some point during the year.
Oh, I freaking hope so.
I was gonna say, it's because I don't think people realize that betting on a company is not good because people keep changing. So the creative behind what made the good game are most likely gone to another company.
Right.
They change a lot in the gaming industry.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully
That's why I'm
people
always
should.
counting on Capcom. Thank you, Capcom.
Well, people should instead bet on check the names of the creator and bet on that instead of.
True.
And I say creator, I mean creators, because it takes so many people to just make one game.
Right. Like they say, it takes a village.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a video game is definitely true.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I know. I think Jimmy, you're on the same page as me with this one, but I definitely think that this is the year for Sega. Um, I think if they could get those games to launch that they teased us with, I think they're gonna win back a lot of fans. And hopefully the way we were talking about, right? Like hopefully it's gonna be single game releases, and it's not gonna be like some big collection set. I want those games to get
I'm
there.
kind of imagining that it'll be like smaller budget things for a lot of them.
Yeah.
Gold, I can picture being like a $25 to $30 game, things like that.
Yeah. Like I don't mind if they put like Altered Beast and another game together, like whatever, I get it. There's only one of them, right? But like you said, Golden Axe, like I would just want Golden Axe 1 to 3. I don't want anything else tied in with that.
And and is it a remake or is it going to be like just basically just a whole different Golden Axe? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I know there was
It's
like
kind of one of those things, but it can go either way. I'm looking forward to the Shinobi one, obviously. As you saw when I sent you my game, I like Shinobi.
well, I know that little bit of like cuz you can sign up for like newsletters and stuff from Sega, right? So I know there's been like little comments on there, just like yeah, like obviously we saw the graphics and the design changes and all that, but there's supposed to
Yep.
be yeah, some little special, I guess what we would call them, extras thrown into those games as well too. So there will be like some new content, but yeah, as far as I understand, it's still going to be the older content, just updated.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. I said there's so many
I'm
of them.
excited.
I mean, Jet Guardian Radio. I'd love to go back to that one. I've been listening to their old
Maybe a new
soundtrack.
Virtua Fighter would be pretty cool. So.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, that's the big thing too, right? If these are successful, like we were saying, right, this just opens up, the door of possibilities. Because
Right.
like how many old Nintendo games or Super Nintendo games, I know there's been a few, but like there's not been a big leap forward by making remastering those games. So it'd be kind of cool to go back to some of them and just fresh
Yeah.
coat of paint, see what it looks like nowadays.
I hate to cut it short. I do have to go, but
No worries, Jimmy.
you having me on here, and it's been good talking to you both. And God, hopefully I can get some more time soon. We can talk some more.
Yeah.
No worries,
Until next
buddy.
time, Jimmy.
Have a good one, buddy.
Absolutely. Yeah, have a good one.
But yeah, that was my big one. I was thinking because well, two things I said were the Switch. I don't think that one's gonna come out this year. Switch 2, sorry. And yeah, I don't know. I really think Sega will have a big turnaround this year. I think that was a good.
Maybe.
I think that was a good
Um,
direction they were taking.
I don't know. I feel like someone says this every year, and I'm sort of. I don't think they will ever.
That's true. I know, but it's usually like always a bet on Sonic. It's like, oh, this new Sonic game is gonna change everything. It's like, no, it's not.
Yeah, it's not.
However, I did play
I mean,
Sonic.
if. Sorry.
I was gonna say I did play Sonic Generations recently from the 360, and I
Oh yeah,
was
that's great.
yeah, I was kind of surprised. Like, wow, it's like this is actually a really good game.
Yeah, yeah. I love the mix they do between the two. Um, I think it's probably their last good one if you don't count Sonic Mania.
Yeah, that one I still want to try too, just to see what it's like. I've heard a lot of good things about that one. Sorry though, JW. Did you have any other predictions that you were thinking of?
Oh, I'm not much of a predictor, really. I don't know. Um, Not really. I will predict that a couple of those games that to be released in 2024 without a date will be pushed back to 2025.
I was gonna say yeah, like on that topic. I know that was kind of a mixed feeling, as well on Twitter. Do you think it's gonna be a dry year for gaming, or do you think we're gonna continue that trend of good games coming out?
It's a good question. Um, I think I don't think it will be completely dry, but I don't think it will be abundant either.
Yeah, yeah, that's us kind of.
Um, at the kill Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League looks horrendous. So that will be the next column,
Yeah,
the game that everybody makes fun of.
I know, eh? Like, Kill the Justice League. I don't think I've ever heard that one get a good praise yet. That's disappointing.
Yeah,
Not even out the gate yet, and it's already, set up for failure.
well, it looks similar to Gotham Knight,
Yeah.
which is not good.
That's how I was kind of feeling too. I think like we're just gonna get like either quite a few delays or like you just said, it's just gonna be a lot of shitty games coming out. I don't know why. Just had that weird feeling.
Yep.
um yeah, I know Jimmy said his pick for it, but I didn't get the chance to hear yours yet, JW. What was your game that you always keep going back to, or a game that you find yourself playing um throughout the years, or whatever the case might be?
Um, it's hard to choose because I don't have a lot of single player where I go back to necessarily. Like usually when I go back to it, it's shortly after, but that I keep coming back to every year. Because what I do often is that I'll be craving for a game or a type of game that I liked in the past, then I'll play it a bit, like just to dip in and dip out, but then I
Yeah,
won't touch it again. Like sometimes it's just a question of just
like Tomb Raider is for you right now, right?
yeah, where I just dip in into one of the games and don't finish it, but I've done a tomb, so I'm good. Yesterday I I did a long bit, but then died, and then restarted the whole thing from where I initially started playing.
Oh wow.
Because in Rise of the Tomb Raider, because I there's an option that I must have put that I forgot, where you can only save at bonfires or whatever fire camps. So I keep uh, so the saves are very scarce, and I was so pissed yesterday because it was a stupid death. I was looking down and then I fell off the thing.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, and like I was playing for like what 2 3 hours or something on that level. I just
Oh
died.
shit! Oh my god. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
I've been there before, right? I'll play on stream. I don't know, it's like Bethesda, some kind of their games. I usually forget to save. And yeah, I've had those moments where you just lose an hour of gameplay. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, everyone. Sucks for me, but it even sucks more for you because nothing just happened, apparently.
Yeah, no, basically resetting everything that I had found, all the
Yeah!
treasures, all the crafting, all because that's the thing with Rise of the Tomb Raider. There's like so many stuff to find, so many little shit stuff on, like just dig underground and then you're like, oh, I found a cloth. Oh, there's branches there, and then all of a sudden, oh, you find a treasure. But everything is important, so you just have to start all the gathering that is in your way.
Yeah, that's a game I want to go back to as well. I know I had a few of those titles. I don't think I had all three of them, but I had a couple of them.
Yeah, no, well, they're good games. I just prefer the other Lara Croft.
Yeah, yeah, they were just a different approach.
Well, I mean, one is more fun.
That's true. I didn't get a chance to tell Jimmy, but for me, it's I guess it's two games. I always go back to Oblivion at one point and just kind of, like you said, muck around on it, and just whatever. But Far Cry Primal, weird enough, is my other one. I don't know. I still haven't beaten it, and I find it very hard to like wrap that world up. I don't know why. Like it's not like it's a phenomenal game, but it's just like it's fun just being in that world and just killing stuff and just doing a quest or whatever the case is. Yeah, those two games.
I didn't fell in love with that one.
No, you didn't like
Uh,
Primal?
well, I think Far Cry in general, I never got really into it because it was a lot of crafting and I'm not into that or I don't know. Every time I try it, it's like I play it for a while and then I'm already bored and like I guess it's another Ubisoft sandbox.
No, I get it. Like I was joking around with Jimmy with that too. We were talking one time about Ubisoft, but I know everybody hates like the towers and the bases and all that, but for some reason, like I really like that. Like I know it's boring, I know it can be repetitive, but just like
Well, I don't hate it. It's just they've overdone it,
yeah,
like to the point where the dead horse has been brought back to life and killed yet again.
that's true. I don't know.
And it's like that for all of their games. Like there's not one game that is different from their other games. It's just instead of Assassin's Creed, it's Far Cry, or instead of Far Cry, it's another game.
Maybe
They don't know
that's
what to do.
why. That must be why I don't get bored of the Far Cry series because I've never really played a lot of Assassin's Creed, like very little. Um, what's the other one there? Ghost Recon, is that it, or Wildlands that they did?
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. I never tried those ones out, so maybe that's why like I don't get sick of the Far Cry series because it's like the only one I really play. Um, I should try the other ones and see what I think of them. Oh, thanks, Cheyenne. Yeah, yeah, that was my two. At least that I always find myself going back to. Um, give me a shout, Cheyenne. The other one I had, I know no one in Discord I don't think said what they were doing this year. But I was just curious. What do you think of like New Year's resolutions? Do you think like they're good? Do you have any yourself that you make every year, or do you think they're just like, a way to set yourself up for failure?
Um, a bit of both. I mean, it's
Yeah.
useful, but also set yourself up for failure. Um, I say this because it comes from someone that every year had the resolution of ending their novel and did not for like 4 years in a row. So, in that sense, it's a bit setting yourself up for failure. But I think it's healthy to give yourself some goals every year. I mean, you don't have to wait a year to do it, but If it helps you,
Yeah,
why not?
that's what I was gonna say. Like, I feel the same way. Like, I think waiting like for January 1st to do it, like you're right. I think you're just setting yourself up for failure. I think it's more of something like if you're motivated to do it, it doesn't matter if it's March 15th or whatever day of the week, like just fucking do it. Like just start it then. Like it's been a long time since I looked at statistics, but I know, just for fun back in the day when I was looking at New Year's resolutions and how people stuck with it. Um, I know, yeah, like a lot of people usually fell off between that second or third week. Cause it's hard, right? Like and it's not even like the goals. Like sometimes you just hear people are like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym every single day. I'm gonna do this and that." And it's like, but if you've never done those things and you're just jumping full bang into it, like, yeah, you're gonna burn out of steam. You're not gonna have the drive, right, to continue it. But I
Oh,
do.
for sure. And I mean, it's a good way to look at, oh, well, last year I didn't do great, so maybe I should do something else this year, right?
Exactly. Yeah. 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 Like I'm with you. I believe in it. I like this year. I was like, I just want to like work out. Actually do some working out instead of just sitting on my ass. Like do some yoga. And then like actually gonna read this year. And like I made like some progress with it so far, but it's like anything crazy, right? But it's the fact that I went from zero to not, or zero, sorry, to something. Um, that's like that's the mindset I try to have at least. Like as long as I'm making progress, we're going in the right direction.
Well, I think often people don't actually mean the the goals they set themselves up, right? So it's the usual thing of, well, I'll go to the gym or whatever, and in some ways they do want it, but they don't want it enough to actually do it.
Yeah, or they expect like an
Then they get
inst.
disappointed.
Yeah, I say they right. They expect that like instant reward from doing it, and it's like, oh no, it's gonna take time to get there.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cheyenne was curious. JW, did you watch Saltburn yet?
No,
No, he hasn't.
it's in the list. People keep talking to me about it, and I heard a really disgusting thing about it.
Yeah, like I don't understand the hype behind
And
it.
I'm wondering if people want other people to watch it just for that scene, or if it's actually worth it.
I think that's it. Like I honestly think people just want you to watch just so you can see like those gross scenes. 'Cause there is a few of them. But yeah, I don't know. Like the twist at the like or whatever, like the things that happen in the movie are good, right? But it's nothing like you're gonna be like, oh wow, like that blew my mind.
Yeah, well, I'll have to see. I don't know.
Yeah, Cheyenne, I really liked it. You just like the actor, that's why.
Oh, of course.
I know.
Yeah, I guess he's a good-looking guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Of
Apparently
course.
he's a big stud right now.
It's
Oh,
always it's always that reason.
it's so true, right?
Oh, you should look at this movie. Why is it good? Well, there's this guy and he's really hot. Okay, sure.
It's like so. There's no story.
Yeah.
um.
Uh, I'm I'm sure it's good in some way.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know that the guy that acts in it that he played as the Joker. That one Cheyenne kind of shocked me with.
With which one?
Was it the Batman? Is that what he did, the Joker in Cheyenne? Yeah.
No, he did. Wait. The Joker. Oh, you mean the actor? Right. It's in the deleted scene. It's not in the actual
Oh,
movie.
really?
Yeah, because it's not the Joker in the Batman movie.
Oh, okay, okay.
I mean, you hear him like at the end of the film just for a wink, but he's not part of the movie.
I still have to see that one. I don't know. I also hear it's like kind of long and not really good.
No, I actually love that movie.
Did you? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it was one of the best Batmans actually I've seen.
Ooh, okay, okay. If you're giving it that kind of praise, then I'll have to watch it.
Well, you have to like detective stuff because they're actually showing his detective skills for once.
Oh, okay. So it's okay. No, I don't mind that. I don't mind detective work.
And because it is a long movie, but I think it's all worth it. And the details in it is very cool. And because the Dark Knight series, it was good, but it didn't have like that comic book um, feel to it. It didn't have that sort of mythology of the Batman,
No,
right?
it's
It
just
was
very
super
action packed.
realistic
Yeah.
in its look, and like even the city, it wasn't original or anything. It just felt like a big U.S. city. It didn't
Yeah,
feel like Gotham or anything.
that's
And
very
I
true.
find the Batman has that perfect balance between um, the more realistic aspect of it, uh, of how, let's say, the Bruce builds his gadgets, and he he has like motorcycles, and he doesn't have high tech stuff per se. It all seems like he built it out of a garage or something.
Ooh, that's kind of cool.
And but it also has that sort of dark undertone of that sort of visually specific vision to the city that they're in, which really gives a personality to the Gotham City as it should, and the mythology behind the Batman is all there. So, and he does something else than just beat people up. So, it's I found it was extremely surprising and refreshing, actually.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's way better than what I've. Because usually all I hear from people like they say like it's boring and all that, but then like the biggest thing is like, oh yeah, it's 3 hours. You don't really need it all. But there's never like, I mean, like there's never like actual like criticism. It's just more of like the length of it, and it sucked, and it's like, okay, well, what sucked about it then? If it was so bad.
If you're like expecting a superhero thing, then you'll be disappointed. Like it's
Yeah,
not
no,
an
no,
action movie.
no. I said I like detective movies.
There are action bits, but you know, the, it's a lot of Batman goes somewhere, looks around, goes somewhere else, looks around, and he talks with the characters, of course.
That's cool. I wonder if they'll do a second one then with
Yeah, yeah, they are,
They are? Oh wow.
and I hope it goes on like that because it's with the same guy that did the first one. So
Yeah,
I
was
have
it
one vision.
who is Batman again? That one. It's Robert Patterson, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
what I meant is the same director,
Oh,
Matt
same
Reeves,
director. Oh, sorry.
and writer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of movies and TV shows, did you get a chance to watch anything different lately, JW?
Did I? Sorry, repeat that.
Say, speaking of like TV shows and movies, did you get a chance to watch anything recently?
Uh, Nothing new much.
No.
Um, no, not really. No.
No, no
Like I'm
worries.
continuing the second season of Reacher, but I mean it's long because every episode comes out on the Friday. So instead of like the first season was all out in one shot, then that
Oh.
second season is per week, so it's so much longer than it needs to be.
Oh, okay. I thought the first one did the same thing. Cause like I said, I got to see it all with my mom, but I didn't get to see it when it first launched.
Yeah, no, it launched into one package. They stopped doing that for whatever reason.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. We just got another 2 episodes done of the House of Usher. Um, yeah, and
Right.
it's still really good. Like I said, it's still a really good series. A lot of interesting I guess like jump scares and stuff that they throw at you. But even just the story is getting really cool. I'm excited to wrap that one up actually, and then start the last one that I missed.
What is the last one?
Oh, you mentioned it last time. It's not.
Midnight Mass.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the one. Midnight Mass.
Great.
And
Yeah.
then I'll finally say I've seen them all.
Yeah. No. I mean, I should. I mean, I've seen like looking at older movies like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and just nothing new really. I think right now it's pretty dry in terms of new movies and TV shows.
Yeah. Well, the other one I want to watch too was the Star Wars one that you mentioned to me. I want to at
The
least.
Osaka show.
Yeah, yeah. I want to get a few of those episodes in too.
Yeah, that was great. Um, trying to think. I mean, not that it needs mentioning, but I saw the Invincible season 2. I don't know if you've been watching Invincible.
No, what's that one?
It's a really cool cartoon where it starts up as almost a generic cartoon where there's sort of the same thing as the Justice League, but it's another name, right? Another team fighting off villains and all that, and then you have that sort of Superman-esque character that saves everyone, but he's not exactly part of the team, but he helps save the planet around the world,
Okay.
and you follow his son of that Superman-esque character, and Mark, going through and actually understanding his powers and all that until, and spoiler alert, at the end of the first episode, you see Ultraman like killing the whole Justice League S team, like in a very violent, like
Ooh.
surprising way. And so then it's the mystery of what's going to happen from there. And that first season was great. Like, I'm actually surprised you missed this. Like, there was a bunch of memes of this. Um, but second season was terrible. There were like three, four episodes that they brought out, and then there's a pause, and then the rest of the season will pick back up much later this year. But I mean, it wasn't worth the wait. It was so disappointing. Like,
Oh, that's a
I
shame.
won't watch the rest of the season. How much I was disgusted by it, actually.
What platform was that one on? Like Netflix, Prime,
Prime, yeah, Amazon
Prime.
Prime.
Oh, okay, okay. I'll have to look that one up. I know the other one I never watched because I was checking like this list of like top 10 TV shows you should definitely watch in this decade. Was The Boys. I never seen that one yet either, but I know that one got a lot of praise.
Again, that's another one. First season is great, then it just goes downhill.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, I find.
Yeah, no, no. I like your opinion.
Because, the first season was all about, making fun of celebrities
Okay.
through the superheroes' antics. And
Yeah, because that's what they
then
are,
it
right? They're
just,
superheroes, those guys?
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And, they have this great image and all that, but, they keep in killing people and they don't care, like innocent people.
Oh, okay.
And so yeah, it was great that first season, but then it all became more about the it became extremely political afterwards, starting from season 2 all the way to season 3. So
Ah, that's a
it got
shame.
boring for me because it's a one-sided political. Like, it's not interesting. It's too, like, it shows that the writers are wants too much to put current day problems into this show when it wasn't about that initially.
That's a shame. Yeah, I hate when they fall off their direction. That's
I'm sure a bunch of people like it though.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I was listed. I mean, there's also oh, what's that show I always fall off of? Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad was on there too, but like I'll usually get like I don't know 4 or 5 episodes into it. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I can't watch anymore right now.
I
Like
totally get it. I liked it until season 3. Then season 3 was so fucking long with nothing going on, and everybody like that loves it. Like, I tell them this, and then they're like, Oh yeah, like they totally forgot there was a season 3, and they're like, yeah, but just move past it. It gets good again. I'm like, I can't even finish the season. Like, it's terrible, and nothing goes on in season 3, and I haven't been past that season. I've tried it like 3, 4 times, and I have the whole DVD set, but I can't get past season 3.
I know it's people just hype it up so much. You're like, okay, obviously I'm missing out on something, but yeah, when I watch, I'm like, no, it's just is not for me.
Yeah, but I mean, it's well done, well
Yeah.
written. It just takes its time for no reason, though.
Oh, thanks, Jimmy. Yeah, there's that one. That was the other one. I never. Oh, and Game of Thrones that was thrown on there too. That one I never watched yet either.
Right.
Uh,
Um,
I
yeah,
don't know.
I thought that one was overhyped as well.
Yeah, like I like that setting. I really do. But I've never found. I mean, there's a few, right? But there's not a lot of really good TV shows or movies in the medieval setting. Like there's some. Don't get me wrong, right? But I mean, like there's just I don't know. There's a lot of them, and they're not all bangers. That's for damn sure.
Uh, yeah, well, it's the HBO thing, right? Of having great visuals, great
Yeah,
direction, but not much going on, or like it's super stretched out, or it's concentrated on characters' interaction, but it's not going anywhere. But people like it because they like these characters.
yeah. I mean, like it's my opinion, but I mean, like Lord of the Rings had some great parts, but there were also some parts that I was like, this is taking a long time to get to this next objective already.
In Lord of the Rings, what do you mean?
Like there's like I said, there's like a lot of great action scenes. There's a lot of good like cinema, moments that happen, but there's also a lot of like talking, a lot of walking, a lot, a lot
Well,
of
there's one specific movie where not much goes on, and I really hate that movie. Actually, not hate, but
uh
certainly less good than the other. That's the middle one.
the two towers, right? Yeah,
Yeah, where, like you say, really not much going on, and it's long, and they're like sort of standing around and not sure what they're doing.
yeah, yeah. Like I said, I don't know. That's just what they always find with medieval like timelines, right? There's just a lot of sometimes explanations or like talking or prepping for the battle, and it's like I just want to see the battles. I want to. I don't need this entire what do you call it? Extra explanations for everything.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's something with that's true with Lord of the Rings. There's never an explanation behind the magics or how Gandalf comes back or
Yeah,
any of those things.
like there's other things. Yeah,
I, which I don't know if it's explained in the book, but there's like no explanation in the movies of how magic works in this universe, and it bugs me every time.
like you're right, and I totally get it, right. There's probably a lot more the book will cover, and there's only so much a movie can do, right? But yeah, and like in the same breath, then like make it 4 movies if you had to, like just to get that explained. I mean, the first three were already 3 hours long. What's another movie?
Well, I actually really like 1 and 3. They were very good. Well, if I find if you listen to the extended version, they're really good. The sort of shorter um, version sort of misses a couple of stuff.
Yeah, no, I did like 3 a lot. 3 was really good.
Yeah, 3 is my favorite.
Jimmy was just chiming in saying that he really loves the Twisted Middle show. Yeah, I gotta see that
He
one.
does.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, so I don't know. But with what I've seen of the scenes, I don't know. It didn't seem that great. But I
I
could be wrong.
no, it's weird though. Like I know in the beginning when it first came out, I heard a lot of negative, and then like I don't know after it came out, I guess There was a little more positive reviews, and I think they're on for a season two. I want to say I heard that. I don't know if it was on the Super Show podcast or one of those I listened to.
Yeah, yeah, it's been renewed for season 2.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I also don't like that actor, Anthony Mackie. I don't think he's that great of an actor.
Jimmy was just saying it's because it has the right amount of stupid and silly for me. I get it. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything different from that kind of series, in all
So
honesty.
yeah, I don't know what you would do with a Twisted Metal show.
Yeah.
Honestly, you can't just death race for like 24 hours.
Hey, I mean, if they can make a movie about Monster Hunter, they can definitely make a TV show about Twisted Metal.
Oh yeah, but it wasn't good, the Monster Hunter movie.
No, God, no. I remember watching
But yeah,
it.
no, you wanted predictions earlier.
Yeah, what's
Movies will start basing themselves on video games instead of books.
yeah, yeah. After last year, just like the direction they've been taking.
Yep. And hopefully it will more go towards the Last of Us direction than the Halo direction or Uncharted direction. Or I can name so many game movies that fell miserably.
I know it sucks that Halo didn't work out. I didn't see it myself, but I just heard a lot of negative reviews on that one.
Terrible. Terrible. He sleeps with like one of the Covenant people. Like,
Wow.
it's so out of character and stupid.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's someone who obviously didn't play the games. Is there any games that you would hope get turned into a TV show or movie?
Um. Mm, mm, mm. It's again a good question, because I guess no, not really, no.
Well, no, because I remember
I,
last time you told me was it Max Payne, right? That was what you said did have a movie out. I remember I looked it up afterwards, like, oh shit, yeah, it actually did come out. I feel like that would
oh
be
yeah, the shitty Mark Wahlberg movie.
yeah, like I feel if they redid something like that'd be kind of cool to watch. But
No, for sure, film noir. Like there's not anymore any film noir movies.
yeah,
So that would be cool. Plus,
yeah,
it'd be different than another superhero movie.
yeah, exactly, right? And yeah, I don't know why they picked Mark
I mean,
Wahlberg.
Disney is failing, and I keep hearing that they're churning out more of their next phase. I'm like, Jesus Christ, can't you take a hint? Stop your phases. There's no such thing as phases.
Yeah, it's not your takeover, Disney.
Well, I'm just waiting for another company to buy off their assets as they slowly but surely dwindle.
what about Tomb Raider? Like if they were to redo that one, because I know you said you watched that one recently, right? Last year I think it was.
Yeah, that'd be great. But you know, will they? Yeah, I mean, they had a good actor last time too. Alicia Vikander was a really good actor at portraying Tomb Raider. And I was sort of hoping to see a second one with her, but I don't think that's happening. I don't know what's going on with Tomb Raider, but it would certainly be great to see a good Tomb Raider movie.
Yeah. See, I know you had this. I had this discussion before. I know with I think it was you I had a discussion with, and I also had one with Fun Dead about like games getting turned into movies or TV shows. And like the hardest part is like when I honestly think about it, like it's always those big ones like Tomb Raider. Like I understand why The Last of Us was done. Mario having his own movie. Like I don't think of like I guess like the non AAA games, I guess you want to call them.
Yeah,
I can't think of too many, or at least off the top of my head, that'd be like, yeah, this would be a great kind of movie. Like even like I think from you and like Zelda and all that. I think Deus Ex, based on what I've heard from you guys,
Oh
like
yeah,
that would be
that would
kind of
be
a cool.
awesome.
Yeah, like just based on what you guys talked about from the story, like that'd be a really cool movie to watch.
Either great movie or TV shows if you want to, handle multiple conspiracy theories and stuff. I mean, I don't know how surprising it would be today because turns out, a couple of conspiracy theories that were in DSX turned out to be true. So, but it would certainly be awesome, yeah, to see the. How did it not get a movie yet? Actually, it's quite surprising because it's
Yeah, right? Like
seems like a slam dunk.
yeah, like when you guys would talk about it, I was like, damn, like this like it sounds like a really good like storyline and everything. Like the game sounded really exciting to play. So yeah, I'm surprised that one hasn't gotten anything.
But yeah, no, any game where the narrative is super interesting and which is the forefront is something that could be done in a movie, I would think.
Ah, I'm
But
drawing a blank now. There's a game I know you told me I have to try. Um, okay, I think I got it. I don't know if it's Beyond Two Souls. If that's the one you told me about, where I think it was like Ellen Page was in that game as well.
yes,
Yeah, yeah. I remember watching the trailer of that one. Like that one was kind of cool too. I think that one.
yeah, it was cool.
I mean, like I said, I have to play it right to really experience the story. But again, like that could be another kind of like interesting story to have as a movie or a TV show.
For sure. I mean, I would just love to see new IPs being put into film, but
Yeah,
it
of
won't
course.
happen because it's easier to just steal someone else's story and then make it your own and say how much your remake is so much better than the original source, while everybody knowing that the original source is better.
Yeah, 100%. Jimmy shouted out the original Mortal Kombat movie. That's a good one, Jimmy. Oh Christ, what was it? They had the original Street Fighter one. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my
See,
god.
fighting games are not games that should be put into a film, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Like maybe into short films just to have like great fighting scenes, but a full movie and like to have unless they rewrite the stories and characters and make them super cool and interesting, then I don't see ever a fighting game being fun, a fun movie.
Yeah, actually, yeah. If like Mortal Kombat was like a limited like TV series, and like let's say every episode kind of focused on like just a few characters at a time, and like somehow they managed to loop that all together into an actual full storyline. Like whatever it is, through 8 episodes or 9 episodes. That'd be kind of cool. Like episode one
Could be.
would all be about like Sub Zero and Scorpion, and then so forth, so
I mean,
forth.
it could be, but like I said, you would have to rewrite them and
Yeah,
have good writers.
yeah. Damn it.
Because NetherRealms, I wouldn't say they have good writing
No, God, no.
in their fighting games.
I'm still blown away that they've managed to restart that storyline so many times.
Yeah, I gave up. I mean, they did Injustice, but I mean, Injustice had comics to help them, so.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That was a good game actually. Um.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember the freaking title of it now. But I think it was the same time Injustice came out, Marvel had one too. That was kind
Marvel
of
vs. Capcom 3.
no, yeah. There was that one, but there was also Oh my God, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on it. I used to love it so much. It was like a
Ultimate Alliance?
no, no, no. It was like a knockoff one. That's what I'm trying to say. Like it was still Marvel. No, it's not Marvel versus Capcom. It was I want to say like Marvel Nemesis. I know that's not right. Oh, Imperfects. Was that what it was called? Oh, I think it was called
I don't know.
Imperfects. where
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know, I'm just like trying to think as fast as I can. Yes, thank you, Jimmy. He got it. Marvel's Rise of the Imperfects. Basically, it was like,
Rise of the Imperfects.
yeah, it was so good. Like, let's say, like,
What a bad title, though.
let's say, like, Spider-Man would come in, right? It'd be Spider-Man's clone, um, and they would be like the evil Spider-Man or whatever. But there was like so many of these like superheroes fighting one another, and like the Imperfects also had their own, like they were the bad guys, but they had their own, four main bad guys, or what you want to call them. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was just a really like neat fighting game. Yeah, it was way back on the 360. I'll have to post that one on the Discord afterwards.
Well, it wasn't on the normal Xbox as well, and PlayStation 2.
Was it?
Yeah. Well,
Holy
the
shit!
images I'm looking at.
Wow, I didn't think it was that old. Oh, okay, never mind then. Maybe it was a lot older than I'm remembering.
So maybe you played on the 360, but with an Xbox CD.
Yeah. Jimmy remembers. Yeah, you could throw cars. You could like whip them across stages and stuff like that. Like it was just so ridiculous, but it was good. It was really good. No, thanks, Jimmy. Thank God you have a memory. I obviously do not have a memory whatsoever. Yeah, that was a cool one though. I was gonna say that'd be another really neat one. As a fighting storyline at least to look at. Oh man, what a blast in the past! I remember getting my ass whooped by my friends in that game in high school. You could pull off some really good combos in that game.
That flew by me because my brother had a PS2, but I would always play on his old consoles because he didn't play them, so I was on the Nintendo 64 still.
Oh, I totally get that. Man, I must have used. Yeah, I think I was on the N64. Skipped the. Well, I had a PlayStation, but I didn't really play much on it, and didn't go back to PlayStation until PS2.
Control would be awesome as a movie or a TV show.
Yeah. That'd be another good one.
Like I say, like any game that has a super interesting narrative and that is actually better than the game itself or the gameplay. Those are the stuff that you could probably do in a film or a TV show.
Yeah, and even like you said, just those games like histories, lores, or like backstories, or what happens after the events of my game, finished up.
Well, I mean, I would think there are exceptions like Nier Automata, let's say, where you really need to do multiple times
Yeah,
the game to get the full story, which is not something you can portray in a film or a TV show
yeah.
without boring the audience, I would think.
No, I agree. What's that, Jimmy? Clay Fighter 63 to third. Yeah, I remember that game. That was a good one on the N64. I used to use Earthworm Jim. No, was it? Oh, Boogerman. Boogerman. He was one of my favorites. Jimmy had a question for you though. What was your favorite fighting game that you played, JW?
Like right now, my favorite one, or when I was younger.
I think he just means like in general, like what's been, or in this case, I guess what's been some of your favorite fighting games.
It has always been Soul Calibur because
Ooh, yeah.
because instead of people hitting each other with their fists like every other fighting game, it was everybody had super cool skills and weapons, and there was also this great story mode in Soul Calibur 2. Soul Calibur 2 being my first fighting game actually, and yeah, no, you could unlock all sorts of weapons and stats with these characters, and just in general, I like the more 3D-esque feeling of the Soul Calibur, where you could move around the stage and throw people up the stage, and just to do all sorts of combos. Like it has an easy approach, but the mastering of it is also possible. Like you don't need to be very good at fighting game to be good at Soul Calibur,
That's
but you
true.
can get very good at Soul Calibur and beat everyone still.
Jimmy said, "Okay, so we're not picking Soul Calibur for any tournaments."
Well,
Oh,
it's been like last time Soul Calibur 6 was very good. I think was the last that came out, but I haven't played it in a while.
yeah.
And yeah, creating the characters as well was great in Soul Calibur.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you can make your own character as well. That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think I'm I might be wrong here, but I think it was the first fighting game to do that, creating your character or modifying your how the other characters look.
I think you're right. Yeah, I know Soul Calibur 2 was like crazy good because
Yeah,
it was such a leap forward from the first game. Like there was just so much extra content that one gave you. It was ridiculous.
yeah. But recently, like Tekken often felt a bit too floaty for me, and the hits not enough impact. But
Yeah.
I've played the Tekken 8 with my wife recently, and the demo, and it had a lot of impact. Like it felt very good to play it. So that might be the next one. At some point, I buy not day one because it's a bit pricey.
Um
But and Mortal Kombat was, it was fun doing the outrageous violence, but otherwise it's pretty normal fighting.
so true. Yeah, yeah. If it wasn't for the violence, yeah, it wouldn't stand out at all. I know a lot of people don't say it, but like do you guys like Dead or Alive as well?
Uh, I mean, yes, it's fine. It's okay, I think. Like it's not my favorite, but I don't hate it either.
I always found like I mean I know the big thing, right? Like, oh, you can make the boobs bounce and all that kind of stuff, right? But like when you get down to like the actual like core mechanics of the game though, I do like the fighting styles. Like I do find that my moves flow pretty easily, counters are pretty decent and stuff like that. Like I do enjoy the no, I do like how Dead or Alive's approaches in with fighting games.
Be honest, Mindful. It's because of the model.
I mean, yeah, you gotta put it. What is it, age 99 plus or something ridiculous? What is that, Jimmy? Oh, you platinum. Of course, you platinum. Dead or Alive 5. And then what was the other one Jimmy mentioned? I never tried it out. Virtual Fighter. I think that was the one he brought up. That one I never got a chance
Oh,
to
yeah,
try
that's
it.
one I keep hearing about, but I've never played actually.
Yeah, yeah, that one. And what was the last one? Smash Brothers. I guess that'd be another one in there.
Yeah, that's funny because that's a game that I used to love as a kid. Like I loved it on the N64 and loved it even more on GameCube, the
Yep.
Melee one. Like I lost so many hours to that game. And I really liked also, the Wii one, but I got the Switch, played it, and I don't know. My tastes have changed because I can't play them anymore. I find them boring.
Yeah, same here. Like I said, it blew my mind because yeah, even I think my last one was the GameCube one, Melee. Um, but yeah, like after that, I looked at them when I got my Switch, and yeah, I had no interest of going back into that game. I was like, man, I used to love these. Why don't I want to play this anymore?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happens, and that has been my reaction to a lot of actually Nintendo games.
I wonder, like,
So
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Do you feel the same way? Is it because like I mean, I know you have your fiance and like, if friends come over they can hang out with you, but like I feel like for me I kind of lost that like couch co-op um aspect of it, right? Cuz like any N64 game that was multiplayer, like I remember just having like a big group of friends come to the house, right? You'd all switch off playing and stuff like that. And I think that's what made those games so amazing to me. And now it's like I know I can play online, right? But I don't know. It doesn't feel the same way. I don't know. Maybe that's
Uh,
just me, but
I don't think it has to do something with it because I mostly played alone. So
oh, did you? Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't think. I mean, when you were playing with friends, it was fun. But even alone, I would just look, have fun just beating people up. I don't know. But between that, Soul Calibur still stands as my favorite one. All
Yeah.
the way 2 to 6. The only one I didn't very much like was 5, but otherwise it was very good.
Yeah, I want to go back to that series because I think I went from two. I played a little bit of four, and then I didn't. Yeah, four was my last one because I remember you get Yoda as one of the characters.
Oh, yes.
Did they? Okay,
It,
in six, did they still continue that trend where they have a special character for each console, or was it like just for the second one and I think the fourth one did it?
I don't remember. I think they most likely do, but in 6 it's not Jedi's, but other characters. Maybe characters from Tekken. I might be wrong.
Oh, okay.
I think I
But
might be wrong actually, but I don't know.
like
I
it's a
don't
cool
remember.
feature. I like that they have the special characters.
Yeah, I mean, it was a way also to, oh, I'm gonna get the game on this console, or I need this console to play the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Like on, what was it? Soul Calibur 2, it was Spawn on Xbox.
Yeah, Link on GameCube, and then Tekken guy. I can't remember which one it was now on PlayStation.
Yes, I can't remember his name, but yes, the guy with the weird haircut.
Yeah.
The old man. Um, and 3, I don't remember. 4 was
Yeah, I can't remember
Yoda
three at
and
all.
Darth Vader for PS3.
Yeah.
And you had Star Killer as well.
Oh, yeah. Two.
Although I hated Yoda. It was the worst.
Oh, he
You
was
couldn't
so
do
cheap.
anything for him to him because he was so small.
Yeah, no, he was so cheap. Like that was the worst added. They should have nerfed him or something. Like it was just ridiculous.
Just put another Jedi. Put Obi-Wan instead.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He's just as popular as Yoda.
So you have Obi-Wan versus Anakin, like in Episode 3.
Oh, I can't remember what the guy's name is too. I don't know if they brought him back because I said two I played a lot of, four I didn't play too much of. But in two they introduced another Seth MacFarlane character. So they had Spawn, and then there was a character he made just for Soul Calibur. Was it Necron? His name was.
I don't know.
I think he was
I don't
also
remember.
like he was like green energy. But he had like an eyeball or whatever. I can't remember if the eyeball was in his torso, but he was a really cool character.
Yes. Okay. Yes. I don't think it's Necron his name, but I do know what you're talking about. And yes, it was in 2.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I really liked using him. I remember I was obsessed with him. Him and Nightmare were my two favorites. I loved using Nightmare as well.
Oh yeah, and that Nightmare the Wrecker.
Yeah, I don't know. He always looked so badass. He was just I really
Yeah.
liked his character. Yeah, yeah. um, yeah. I think that's pretty much all the questions I had for tonight. Jimmy, you have a good night, buddy. I'm not sure if you're still in the chat or not. But yeah, thanks, JW, for hanging out with me and chatting. I appreciate it.
Sure.
Oh,
Always fun.
you have a good night, buddy.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Uh, okay, I think. Okay, I never know if I have to stay in the Discord party chat for this to work or if I don't. So I might tinker out that one day. But not today. I hope you guys have yourself a beautiful night. I know we got off a little topic there, but fighting games are fun. They're just fun to talk about in all honesty, and I really miss Soul Calibur. I think I actually have to download one of them and try that out again because I missed that freaking game. um, I'll be back tomorrow for my YouTube stream, and then Thursday and Friday morning, I will be. I mean, after doing my adulting and on Friday morning in Cheyenne, when we're back home again, I'll finish up my two podcasts. This one should be pretty easy to wrap up and edit. Yeah, and then we'll be back on track for all that kind of stuff. One more time, though, I'm gonna give JW a little shout out. So I said there's his link if you want to stay in tune with all of his writing projects and different things that he's working on. And then again, one last time, here is Jimmy as my podcast link as well. Get ready, Mindful is going to be extra annoying this year and do a lot of promoting and talking about stuff that's coming up. I want to get a little better at doing that because I know I kind of slacked last year. But yeah, I hope you guys have yourself a beautiful night. Jimmy, thank you. Ethan, that's right. Let's be annoying together. Tune into Jimmy's channel. um, I hope you guys have yourself a beautiful night. And yeah, I was gonna say thank you again, Jimmy, for hopping on. I know time is very limited for you, so I do appreciate you able to clock away a good half hour, 40 minutes with us to have that conversation. It's always nice hearing how excited you get over video games and just what you're looking forward to. Um, you got like that. Say it sounded like a weirdo, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. You got that good like childhood like energy to you still. Like what it was like to be a kid. Like fuck yeah, I'm gonna get this game for Christmas and it's gonna be the shit. And that's why I just love hearing you talk about games. I said you kept that energy through all these years. Yeah, I hope you guys have a beautiful night, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye.